Where is the line drawn? Is it one faith, one God, one belief system? Or is it we should celebrate diversity? I am back in nature. It's dark, it's sunset. The question of the day is, should Christians celebrate Christmas? Now, I'm not going to give you an answer today because it depends. It's the festive season. So I asked AI. I'm like, okay, should Christians celebrate Christmas? And it said this: according to most Christians' viewpoints, while the Bible does not explicitly command Christians to celebrate Christmas, there is no reasons why they shouldn't, as it can be seen as an opportunity to focus on the birth of Jesus and share the gospel message to others. Ultimately, the decision to celebrate Christmas is a personal one based on individual convictions and understandings of Scripture, often referencing Romans 14, verse 5 to 6, which states that each person should be fully convinced in their own mind. This is what AI told me regarding should Christians celebrate Christmas. It gave me a few points. It says the key points to consider are these: no direct biblical mandate. Basically, in the Bible, it doesn't ever say Christmas, celebrating the birth of Christ. Understanding the historical context of it. Focus on Christ, and also it's a personal decision. So, this is the know-how of knowledge, and we are going to look at that question: should Christians celebrate Christmas? AI gave a similar answer to what I would give, but this is in terms of what I think you should consider. If you are a Christian, born Christian, were raised Christian, left Christianity, should you celebrate it? First one to consider. And actually, these are questions you should ask yourself, first of all. The first question to consider is, do you have to do something just because the majority of people do something? Understanding the reasons to, why the majority do something is very important. It's has the majority always been right? That's the question. Yes, as AI said, well, AI mainly collects what people have said online anyway, but just because the majority of people do it, does that mean you should do it? Look at the history of life. Has the past always been right? Has the majority always made the right decisions? I don't know. You decide that. Next question to consider: does the history of something like Christmas matter? Understanding the historical context of Christmas, Xmas, does that matter to you? Is it more important now to celebrate what you currently have as this experience of Christmas, or understanding the historical context of when did Christians first celebrate Christmas? In the Bible, is there any mention of it? Why is it that we celebrate it now, but early Christians didn't celebrate Christmas? Understanding those historical contexts, the question for you, who has a tree in their house, it doesn't really matter what you do. First of all, does that matter to you? Does it matter to understand the historical context? And oftentimes, a lot of celebrations that we do today, we don't want to research, or the background doesn't matter, because what matters is how today I feel, how today, or what it means to me today. Next question for you to consider. Again, I'm not telling you if Christians should or shouldn't or how much. It's more about for you watching this for yourself. Do these questions matter to you? Do you have an answer to them? I believe that it is not right for you to believe in something if you can't defend it and if you don't understand it. Next one. Is Christmas an opportunity to share goodness, kindness, and giving? I'm trying not to give an answer here. So the question for you guys is, has Christmas or is Christmas an opportunity for you to do good? And does that trump the historical elements of it? Or can they be a mixture of both? Or how do you reconcile those two decisions? Can you see my breath, by the way? Yeah, it's freezing here. It's ice cold. Next one. What is your own individual conviction? You know, in life, we do things for two reasons. A, because we want to. B, because we think it's the right thing to do. Basically. So is there a conviction inside of you that is challenging what you currently do? Or is the conviction what you are already doing? Understanding those will make you answer that question for yourself in terms of, should Christians celebrate Christmas? And I think the last point I want to raise, or the last question I want you to ask yourself, is this: how important is your faith, if you have a faith, if Christianity is part of your faith? So is the oneness of Christianity important to you in terms of having one belief system, or do you think it's good to have different belief systems? Or do you think it's better to just have one type of belief system in place? Can doctrines differ depending on where you live, where you're from? And also, does that matter to you? In some cultures, Christmas is a big factor of Christianity. Or is Christmas religious, or is Christmas cultural? Or have those two become one? Where is the line drawn? Is it one faith, one God, one belief system? Or is it, we should celebrate diversity? It's okay to have different belief systems, even regarding something like Christmas. I think, to conclude, I don't really care. I don't really care in terms of what you individually do. I think when I was younger, I really had an idea of, I believe this idea is right, and I believe that you should do things in this. And as I've gone through life, I've realized that A, it actually doesn't matter if no one's been hurt, believe what you want to believe. And B, I would rather you follow what you believe than to be wishy-washy. So look at your own personal convictions. Study. Don't do things without knowing the context. A lot of you watching this, because you know certain contexts, won't do certain things. Because the history of a certain culture, or the history of a certain celebration is surrounded in negativity, or surrounded in something you don't believe in, you don't believe in those things. But because you don't research things like Christmas, like Easter, like whatever, it doesn't matter what you are, Christian, Jew, Hindu, it doesn't matter, right? If you should not believe in something unless you've taken time to study it. The reason I'm saying this is this, right? I will make a video about this. How many of you believe in the things you believe in because of where you are born and your community? If I was born in a different region of the world where the majority religion is not Christianity, would I be a Christian? Would you be a Christian? Or maybe you are born in a part of the world, in a community where Sikhism is the majority religion and your family is believing in that. which means you become a Sikh. You become Hindu, you become Muslim, you become Jewish, you become Christian because of where you are born and your surroundings, and that's all you know. And the lines between religion and culture and family get so blurred. It's all one, and you cannot have culture without elements of religion because they are so intertwined. This is why I'm saying you need to study and understand, first of all, why do I believe in the things I believe in? Especially when it comes to a thing like Christmas. There's a lot of history, background, and don't just believe things or follow things or act in ways or even pass on what you've experienced just because it's been good for you. You need to understand it for yourself, because the majority of people who believe in something believe in it because they were raised in it, or because it's the community they surround themselves in. Have you actually spent time understanding what you believe in? So, the main question for you guys is, I want you to put in the comments, should Christians celebrate Christmas? There's gonna be a fight in the comments. Personally, I don't really care. Do what you think is best. If you want to know my personal beliefs, the way I do things in my life, you can ask. I won't share it on YouTube unless you know me. But it's about you. What do you believe in? Should Christians celebrate Christmas? Thanks for watching. Tell me what you think about this setup. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace.